EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for August 14th, 2023. Music Fest is finally over and in the books, and the Monday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Hot and humid conditions makes it too hot to cook inside, so why not grill up some steaks, pork chops, or seafood from Kinsley's ShopRite. They have the freshest meats, seafood, and local farm-grown produce in the area guaranteed. They have the best prices, best selection, and always the nicest associates. Stop into the world's largest ShopRite to pick up all of your summer favorites. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So we do have a system moving toward us today, and it's actually going to be the Great Lakes today. So we're not going to have any precipitation during the daylight up and through about late afternoon. You shouldn't have too much in the way of precipitation. We'll have some increase in clouds today, starting off partly sunny and then have an increase in clouds during the afternoon. And then the showers for the most of us are going to move in during the evening hours, and then it's going to evolve into a steady and at times heavy rain overnight with some scattered thunderstorms involved with this too. Now, the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk for severe storms in our southern areas, and I'll get to that in a second. And this is all tied to a warm front first moving through the region, and this is looking at this evening. So I'm going to stop us here and just draw over it. So here is the area low pressure. There is a cold front situated down here like this with it, but there's a warm front too that's kind of situated like that. So south of that boundary, out of the warm front boundary, you're going to have the opportunity for a warm sector again. This is going to give you the opportunity for some gusty winds and even a tornado threat here in the southern Delmarva, mainly across Maryland and Delaware is where I think is the best chance for that to occur, because it's going to be south of that warm front boundary. So this is going to be critical. This boundary right here is going to be the one that's critical to the forecast and exactly who gets what and for where, okay? So if it's a little bit further north, more areas get involved in the potential for severe weather. If it's a little further south, it's just going to be a southern Delmarva thing, and that's it, okay? So this is going to be critical to the forecast today, and I do think during the day, again, we're going to be mostly dry. So I just have the increasing clouds icon above me here today for today's forecast. 82 to 87 is the temperature spread here on Monday, and then 80 to 86 on Tuesday. The cold front itself is going to move through the region here on Tuesday, but it might just affect our eastern areas with an isolated thunderstorm possible here in the afternoon or early evening. Okay, so let's get over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off here at 7 p.m. You can see some showers, just light showers at first. It's going to be light at first. Some showers moving into our central Pennsylvania regions. Prior to that, you have nothing, right? And then it just continues off to the north and east. Once we get in the overnight especially, and that warm front continues to push off to the north, you're going to have an opportunity for some scattered thunderstorms to develop. Now, these are generally when you have nocturnal thunderstorms and it's associated with a warm front, you're really not dealing with a lot of severe weather because you don't have the instability that you would have typically during the day. So I'm not really thrilled with most of the area seeing severe weather overnight because it is coming in overnight. You don't have that instability to work with. We do have a low-level jet that is accompanying this this frontal boundary as well, but you don't have all the pieces here to make you need every little piece of severe weather. The aspects of severe weather need to be met in order for you to have severe weather. It's not as easy as people think it is. It's going to be, if you have one piece missing, like you're baking a cake, and if you're missing flour, you're not going to have a cake, right? So it's the same idea here. If you have one key ingredient missing, we're not going to have the severe weather aspect to this, but there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, down here in the Delmarva region, it was south of that warm front, because this is looking at 3 o'clock in the morning. The warm front is now up here. So if you're south of that warm front, these areas here, south central Pennsylvania, Maryland, parts of the Delmarva here could see one of these individual cells that are shown here, even though it is 3 o'clock in the morning, produce a tornado or some winds that are going to be a little bit concerning in the overnight. So those are your target areas here today. If I had to say an area that has the best chance, it is going to follow the SPC pretty much with the areas south of that boundary. That's what it's looking like, okay? But again, this is going to be one of those situations where, again, here it moves, as we get later in the overnight, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, this moves over to the Delmarva that include Philadelphia Delaware, South Jersey, with the wind and or tornado threat. Okay, further north, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be some thunderstorms involved with that, but there won't be, and some locally heavy rainfall as the primary threat further north. But this should be wrapping up by very early Tuesday morning. Here is the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, which looks like this. And again, this is in the overnight period. This is not during the day. So the slight risk is very, very far southern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. That is where I think the best chance is. They do have a marginal risk further north, but again, that's going to be, they're kind of giving themselves a buffer just in case the warm front goes a little bit further north than they expect, but I don't see any indications of that with the evening guidance this evening. And then as we go over to the individual threats today, here's what the wind threat is. Pretty much follows where the slight risk is. It's a 15% chance of seeing severe wind within 25 miles of any given point for those same areas in yellow, and a 5% chance further north, which goes all the way up north of I-78 and actually to I-80 here, just about, with that wind threat. But there's a tornado threat here as well, and that is shown right here. Look where the highest area is. Right there, right where the NAM has it, across Maryland, parts of Delaware. That is your highest chance for tornadoes because it's south of the warm front boundary. So that's what we're going to be looking for today, just for any changes. But I don't think in large part this is not going to be changing too dramatically today. And again, once we get to Tuesday, you could have an isolated thunderstorm here in the afternoon. You can see that here with the frontal boundary moving through. The cold front, the trailing cold front that's moving through, could give you an isolated thunderstorm in a few spots. Most notably is going to be in our eastern areas. So far eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware will have the best opportunity for that to occur here on Tuesday. This will be late afternoon and also during the early evening hours on Tuesday. Once that moves away, we're looking at mostly sunny skies here or partly to mostly sunny skies here on Wednesday, and then mostly sunny skies here on Thursday. Fantastic day, both days. With Wednesday is going to actually be a little bit cooler than Tuesday, cooler than Thursday, with highs on either side of 80 degrees, and then in the middle. I'm going to get this out yet. The middle 80s by the time we get to Thursday. With mostly sunny skies. Next system's going to come in here on Friday with an isolated to maybe widely scattered thunderstorm opportunity during the day here on Friday. This is another system moving off to our north. It could have a cold front with it, a weak boundary. That boundary, the cold front's actually, or here's the low pressure, there's a weak boundary that's kind of sitting here like this. So with that boundary, you could have the opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon here on Friday. We'll continue to watch this throughout the week. Several days to look at this and see what it does. It could just be an isolated threat by the time we get to Wednesday. So we'll continue to follow that throughout the week and just keep following the videos throughout the week. I'll give you updates on that. But once we get to the weekend, we're going to have some ridging building in. Both Saturday and Sunday look like mostly sunny days. We'll call it intervals of clouds and sun here on Sunday. But we have a very strong ridge moving into the region that's going to get the temperatures increasing. That's going to go into the following week, it looks like, with temperatures getting into the middle 80s Saturday, upper 80s to your 90 here on Sunday. That's going to continue into the following week, we think, with some hotter temperatures. Long-range outlook that I do every single Friday expected this. We're going to have a turn a little bit warmer once we got into this time frame, and that is, in fact, still the case, okay? So the Friday long-range outlook that I just did still holds for that period where we're going to have some ridging building in. That means some hotter temperatures, and, this is going to be kind of going ahead into September, we think, too. Not constantly, but you're going to have some opportunities for some above average temperatures going into September. We have September slightly above average, +1 to +3. So at the time everybody's going back to school, kids are going back to school, and you're looking forward to fall, some of you, it won't be coming early this year. It doesn't look like it. It looks like September is going to be a very warm month, and that's going to start with next weekend when that ridge starts building in. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for August 14th, 2023. Have a great Monday.